everyone, Ismail is here. Today we're going to learn 12.3 solving linear quadratic system. This lesson can be found totally on my website alfaramath.com. Okay, now let's start with this lesson. This lesson it's easy, simple, and it's shorter lesson. It's not a long one. So let's start with it. First, we have warm-up question here. Try to solve this one. This question is from 12.2. Now, let's start with the first part of the lesson, solving linear quadratic system graphically. So as you know that solving linear system graphically, we have here an example. Solve the given linear quadratic system graphically. We have the first equation here. Okay, we have the first equation here, 2x minus y is equal to 3. Then we have the other equation here, y plus 6 equal 2x plus 1 squared. So as you can see, because it's saying linear quadratic means we will have a linear equation, and you know the linear equation is mx plus b, so means the b represent the y-intercept, okay, and the m, which is the slope, and we can draw the slope by doing rise over 1, okay? So when we start drawing or graphing the linear equation, we start, okay, so number one, we plot the y-intercept. This is number one. Then we take the slope, which is m rise over 1. We do rise up or down. It depends on the sign. If it's positive, we go up. If it's negative, we go down. Run, always we go to the right. Okay. Now, and the second one is the quadratic function. So as you can see here for the quadratic, you know that the quadratic that we can draw the quadratic using the vertex form, correct? Or we can do it using the standard form, right? Or we can graph it using what? The intercept form. Okay? We have something also we learned in 12.2. If I have, let's say, the parabola. Do you remember the parabola? Okay? So the parabola, it's similar, okay? It's similar to the vertex form. You just need to rearrange the parabola form to be in the vertex form. If you know how to convert it or rearrange in the vertex form, the graph will be easy. Now let's start to graph this too. The first thing, let's start with the linear function. Okay, so now some of you maybe ask me, teacher, how is this linear function? Always you need to rearrange your function in terms of y. So you have to put y, isolate I into one side alone. Y equal mx plus b. So this is the standard form. Your function, the linear, should always be like this. So as you can see, how can I make this function here similar to the standard form here? So I can isolate y. So, okay, as you can see, the book just show you how to do it from the first step, but let me show you the steps. So first step, you can take y to the other side, and you can take here 3 to the other side. But here, as you can see, this is y is negative, so it will be positive, and the 3 here is positive, so it will be negative. So it will be 2x minus 3 equal y. Then rearrange it. Okay, so it will be y equal to x minus 3. So this is the linear equation. So when you need to draw this one, first you need to identify the y-intercept. What's the y-intercept? So y-intercept is negative 3. So y is equal negative 3. What's the slope? Which is rise over 1. Okay, rise over 1. So it will be 2 over 1. Okay, so when you start the graphing, so start from negative 3. So as you can see, this is negative 1. This is negative 2. This is negative 3. So you start from this point here. Okay, sorry. So you start from this point. Then from this point, we have to go 2 step up. 1, 2. 1 step to the right. So this one here. So my graph will be in the straight line as you can see here. So this is the straight line. Then let's do the quadratic. So as you can see here, this one, this form is the parabola form. So this is what we learned. And I told you, you have to rearrange the parabola in terms of the vertex form. Do you remember the vertex form? The vertex form is y equal ax minus h. squared plus k. So we need to isolate y and do the same in this form. And as you can see, ax minus h squared is already given here. Look, it's already given. So the missing part is only k. So we can take 6 to the other side with a negative sign, the opposite, so it will be negative. So that's what I do here. So negative 6 here, negative 6 here. So you cancel this two out. So y is equal negative 6 like that. Now, how we can draw the vertex form? You know, the vertex form, we identify h and k. So what's h and k? So h is negative 1, k is 6. So as you can see, h always opposite sign, k always same sign, okay? Then to draw this one, negative 1, negative 6 is here. And now from this point, we need to make the table x and y. So the table in the middle, negative 1, and here negative 6. So from this point, pick 2 points greater, so 0, 1. Pick 2 points less, negative 2, negative 3. Okay? Now substitute the values that you have here. So let's plot the 0 in the function, replace it in the x. So it will be 2, 0 plus 1 squared minus 6. So the answer will be 1 squared times 2, 2 negative, uh, negative 4. Okay? Then, if we substitute 1, okay, so now we need to substitute 1 in the function, replace it with the x. So it will, so if we replace now 0 and write 1, so 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 squared 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 minus 6 is equal 2. 8 minus 6 is equal 2. Okay? Now the same thing on the other side, negative 4, 2. Then now you can graph your function. And as you can see here now, if I ask you what's the solution or how many solution, I have two solutions. The first one is here, the second one is here. So this one is the first, this one is the second solution. So it has two solutions. So as you can see, it's easy to draw and to do. Okay, let's take one more example about graphing. Okay. So we have the linear equation and we have the vertex equation. So as you can see here, how do I differentiate between the linear and the quadratic? Linear, as I told you, it's always mx plus b. The quadratic is always should be ax minus h squared plus k. So as you can see here in the quadratic, always x squared. In the linear, only just one x. So which one is the linear, do you think? This one is the linear one, okay? So this one is the linear. So now let's graph the linear one. So that the equation should be in this form, mx plus b. Okay, so this form should be in your mind. Now, how can I solve the 3x plus y equal 4.5? So what should I do? I have to isolate y. So I have now to minus a 3x for both sides, minus a 3x from both sides. So we cancel this out. So y is equal negative 3 x plus 4.5. So this is my linear equation. Now, from this linear equation, what's the y-intercept? So you know that the y-intercept is 4.5. So y-intercept is equal 4.5. Okay. What's the slope? The slope is rise over 1. So what's the rise here? So it's negative 3. So we go down 3, negative 3 over 1. So now let's start from the vertex. The vertex is 4.5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 is something here, right? So it's here. So this is 4.5. Then from this point, we go 3 steps down and 1 step to the right. So 1, 2, 3, and 1 to the right. Sorry. And 1, okay, 2, uh, here is this one, okay, and 1 to the right. So the point should be here. So now graph your straight line from this part to this part. So this is your straight line. Now, here is this. Now from this straight line, let's start drawing the vertex form. Okay, so as you can see here, this one is the quadratic. So this one is the parabola, or let's say it's the vertex form. Okay, parabola. Now, as you can see, y is equal a h, sorry, not h, is x. Okay. is it's x minus h squared plus k. So as you can see, the question is why 1 over 2. It's already in the form of the vertex. Minus a 3 to the power of 2. That's it. So as you can see, if I ask you what's h and k here, so h and k is equal. H is always opposite sign, always opposite, and this one same sign. K, what's K? It's 0, so 3, 0. So from this point, where is the 3, 0? 3, 0 is here. Okay, so this is the first point. Now make your table. So the table will be x, y. From the middle of your table, it should be 3 and 0. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Pick 2 points greater than, pick 2 points less than. Now substitute these points in the equation. So let's substitute 4 in the x here. So if we substitute 4 in the x, so now let's write 4. 4 minus 3 is equal 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 half of 1 is half, so it should be half. Then let's substitute 5. So 5, replace it in the x. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2 squared is 4. 4 half, it's 2. So here half 2, and here is half 2. Here half is 2. Now let's plot the points. 3 and 0 is already. Now 4 and half, so half should be here. Then 5 and 2, so 2 should be here. The other one should be here. Sorry, the other one should be here. This one should be here. Now, sorry, not here. Sorry, sorry. Okay, here is this. Okay, so 2 and half, so it should be here. Then we have 1 and 2, so 2 should be here. So if we graph our quadratic function, so as you can see here, it's 1 or 2 points that they are touched on, which is this one here. Okay, so this is how we can do graphing. If you need more question about graphing, please contact me. Try to solve this equation by yourself. But here I have one more question. Let me do it. Let me graph it fastly. Okay, fast. So as you can see here, it's already this one. It's giving you y is equal -5. Y is equal -5. So you know this is y-axis. Where is -5? It's this one. It's just a straight line. So a straight line is a -5. Now let's start graphing this one. So as you can see, what's h and k from the vertex? What's the vertex here from the vertex form? So h and k always opposite. So this is h, okay, this is k, and always h is opposite sign. So it's negative, so it would be positive 2. Here is 4. And now make your table x, y. So it will be 2 and 4. Now pick 2 points greater than 3 and 4. Pick 2 points less than 1 and 0. Now plot these points in the equation. So if I plot these points in the equation, so if I plot now 3, so 3 replace it in the x. 3 minus 2 is equal 1. 1 squared, so -1 plus 4 is equal to 3. Now let's replace 4. So 4 minus 2 is equal to 2 squared is 4. 4 times the negative, so it's negative, so it should be 0. So 3 and 0. Now let's graph this one. So 2 and 4, 2 and 4, so it should be here. Then 3 and 3, 3 and 3 is here. Then 4 and 0, 4 and 0 is here. Then on the other side, 1 and 3, okay, and 0 and 0, okay. Now, if you graph, it should look like this. So do we have solution here? So no solution because there's no intersect point, okay. So this is how we can graph it fastly. Now, let's go to the other side, to the second part of the lesson, which is solving quadratic using algebraically. How can I solve this one algebraically? Same thing, same part, same everything. It's easy, but you need just to focus about how you can do it. It's similar to the elimination or substitution. You use elimination or substitution means first you need to write the linear equation in term of y. So isolate y. How can I isolate y? So as you can see, y should go to the other side and it will be positive, and 7 it will go here to this side, so it will be negative. So the equation will be 3x minus 7 equal y. Okay, rearrange it in the linear equation. So you know the linear equation is y mx plus b. Okay, so now let's me rearrange it. Y is equal to 3x minus 7. So this one is your function. Now, why, if I ask you a question, what y is equal? What y is equal? Y is equal this equation. Okay? So y is equal 3x minus 7. So what you should replace y here? This y here, you have to replace it 3x minus 7. Okay? So now let's replace this y here. 3x minus 7. Okay? Then complete the function plus 4 equal to x plus 5 squared. Now, try to simplify side and then do the other side. Okay? Now, let's simplify the left side. So as you can see here, I have the 3x still same. Negative 7 add the like term plus 4 is equal negative 3 equal. Now this side, x plus 5 squared is means what? Means, okay, x squared means x plus 5 and x plus 5. So it's repeated twice. So now how can I simplify it? I use what? Distributive property. Okay, so now let me remove this one. 3x minus 3 equal to, now open big bracket. Now x times x is equal x squared. X times 5 is equal plus 5x. 5 times x is equal 5x. 5 times 5 is equal 25. Now after we simplify, let's multiply also 2 to everything. Okay, let's keep this one. 3x minus a 3. Let me change the color to make it clear. Okay, so now 2 times x squared, so it will be 2x squared. Then plus 2 times 5x is equal 10x. 2 times 5x also 10x. Okay, 2 times 25 is equal 50. Okay, so now after we simplify, now let's add the like term. What's the like term we have? Keep this one. 3x minus a 3 equal. So the like term is 10x and 10x here. So now the question will be 2x squared plus 20x plus 50. Okay, now our goal, what we need to do, the second after we do this one, our goal is make it okay standard form. Make ax squared bx plus c equal 0. So you have to make this side equal 0 and this side equal the quadratic. And you can see here, this side on the left right side is a quadratic, but this side is not 0. So what should I do in this side? Let me continue here in the other. So it will be 3. Let me take it here. Wait, let me take it here. 3x minus 3 equal to x squared plus 20x plus 50. So now I have to make this side here equal 0. So what should I do with the 3x minus 3? So I have to take it to the other side. So it will be negative 3x. And here under the 20x, negative 3x. And this negative 3, so it should be positive 3. And below the 50, positive 3. Now cancel these two out. Also, cancel this 2 out. So this side now it become what? It becomes 0. Now 2x squared, 20x minus 3x is equal positive 17x. 50 plus 3 is equal 53. So now did we make it in the standard form? Yes. So now what should I do here now after I make it the standard form? Now you need to factor this one. But I don't need to bother you by factoring this because there is no factor for that. So how can I factor it? So let's use the, let's say, what we call it? The, the rule of the quadratic function is quadratic formula. So now let's use the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula, we need to find A, B, C to find the discriminant. So A here is 2, B is 17, C is 53. So now let's use the discriminant. So the discriminant is B squared minus 4AC. Okay? So now B squared is equal 17 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, minus c, which is 53. So now 53. So as you can see here, let's multiply all of these together. And you can use calculator in this equation, which is 17 squared is equal 289 minus 4 times 2 times 53, I think is 424. Now let's minus these together. So 289 minus 442, it's negative 135. And if the discriminant is negative, so do we have a solution here? No. So no solution because the discriminant is negative. So I don't have to use the quadratic formula because the discriminant is negative. So the answer is no solutions. Okay. Let's take another example. Okay. I know maybe some of you teacher, it's a long steps. Okay. This example has a long steps, but it's easy steps. Okay. Let's summarize all the steps in this question. So first, you need to make your linear function and in term of y. So now y is equal. Okay, so take y to the other side with a positive, take 7 to the other side with a negative. Okay, so the question will be, okay, x minus 7 equal y. Okay, so put it in the standard, or let's say the linear form, mx plus b, or y equal. So it will be y equal x minus 7. So this is y. Now, as you can see here, y is equal what? X minus 7. So this y, we need to change this y, and we write it as x minus 7. And keep the question same. So x squared minus equal 7. So as you can see here, so I wrote it here again. I just changed y because y is equal x minus 7. Now, simplify, add the like term or minus the like term or whatever. So, and we need to make it a x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So we need to make this side 0 and this side is a quadratic. And as you can see here, this side here is the quadratic and here is just a number. So now let's make this side should equal 0. Okay, so to make this side equal 0, we need to minus 7 from here, minus 7 from here, from both sides. So we cancel this out. So this side will become 0. And this side will become negative 7. Negative 7 is negative 14. Okay? And it will, and the first part will stay same. So because x squared minus x can't be same. So now, is this one a standard form? Yes, this one is a standard form. Now, can we factor this one? Okay, check. Can we factor? So what are the factors of negative 14? What are the factors of negative 14? The factors of negative 14 is, oh, sorry. I made a mistake. Sorry. Let me erase this one. Okay, it's a small mistake. Don't worry. It's a small one. Here, okay, only this step. Okay, this one here. Now, let me repeat this one. So as you can see, let me rewrite the question. So it will be x squared minus, as you can see, y is equal what? Is equal x minus 7. So put a bracket x minus 7 equal now, okay, equal what? Equal 7. So I wrote the question with x minus 7. I forget to add only the bracket. The bracket is very important. You have to put the bracket. Why? Because now this bracket will change the sign. Now, if I need to remove the bracket, okay, keep it in your mind. If you have a negative before the bracket, okay, if you have the negative before the bracket, this negative will distribute it for the whole bracket, so it will change the sign. Then you remove the bracket. You can't remove the bracket if you have a negative sign here outside without distributing the negative. So always starting from now, if you have a negative sign, you have to distribute the negative sign for both of them, then you remove the bracket. So now let's distribute the negative sign. First, let's keep x squared. Then it will be negative times x, it will be negative x. Negative times negative 7, it will be positive 7. See? Then we keep the question equal 7. Now, as I told you, we need to make this side equal 0 and make this side is standard form. So let's continue here. So negative 7 -7 for both sides, so we cancel this 2 out. So now x squared is minus x. And also here 7 is minus 7, cancel each out, so the answer is x squared minus x equal 0. Okay? Now let me continue here. So, as you can see here, x squared minus x equals 0. How can I factor this? So, to factor this one, it's easy and simple. What is the common factor between x squared and x? Okay, so as you can see here, I have two x's, here I have one x, right? So, just take one x as a common factor, okay, and divide every part by x's. So now, 2x's divided by x is equal 1x minus x over x. It's similar when you divide 3 over 3 is equal what? 1. So x over x is equal 1. So all of that is equal to 0. So now the first x's that we have here is x equals 0. And the second x here, so you have to equal x minus 1 equals 0. So plus 1 plus 1. So the second x is equal 1. So as you can see, the first x is equal 0, the second x is equal 1, and this is the solution. Okay? Now, after we found the x's, we need to substitute these x's in the linear equation. Okay? So we need to substitute this x here in the equation. Sorry, again, not this one. So we have to substitute this x's in this equation, and I have to also to substitute this x's also in this equation. So let's start with the blue one, x equal 1. So now y equal x minus 7. So y is equal 1 minus 7 is equal -6. Now let's substitute the 0. So y is equal 0 minus 7, which is equal -7. So my coordinates will be 0, -7, and here it will be 1 and -6. So those are my solutions. I hope you understand this one. If you have any question, please contact me. Okay? Try to solve these questions by yourself, and if you have anything, tell me. Okay? Have a good day. See you. Bye bye.